I didn't know I had live chat. So, I don't know. I guess I'm going live. It says I'm live here. Hey, it's me. I can't even tell what I'm looking at. I don't like it that way. I like it this way better when I'm holding it. Rotate device. I did. Okay, I guess I'm live. Or do I have to push it? Rotate device? Hell, I don't know. First time for everything. It's showing up on the side. I guess I'm going to have to leave it the narrowband way. Hey, it's Ronnie! It is Sunday. Oh, my camera front face is up here, so. Let me put this down. It's Sunday about, it says 5:35, something like that. Why the angle is off so far when I got to hold my phone cockeyed when I'm looking at it? I don't know. It's cloudy outside. The sun was shining and it warmed up like 32. It's like down to 25. I got inch of snow overnight, and most of it melted because the sun came out and was keeping it nice and toasty in the house. It was up like 74, barely running electric heaters. But here's the scoop, man. I had some time to play with the Google operating system, Google Chromebook, or Google Chrome, whatever they call it, right here. There it is, the Acer, the Refurb Acer. I got it lit up today. I'm very happy. It fired right up. Like I said, the touch screen, everything works. It doesn't have any scratches. I do believe that the power supply for it, it's not original Acer. It's a different branded name. I'm not going to say what it is. I believe that this Acer probably was mint perfect, never been used from the day it was bought. But it wasn't charging, it wouldn't charge, and the charger was dead, and they returned it. And probably got a whole brand new one because of a faulty charger, because it is not an Acer branded charger. It's something that came in the Refurb box. I said, this thing's never even been touched. Apparently, they might have turned it on, and it might have started, and the battery went totally dead right away because it probably wasn't charged much. You know, with lithium ions, 3.7 volt per cell, you know, is to 3.5 is where you're supposed to be charged. That's what's in these. Well, this thing, I can't complain, man. It took me 15. I had it charged overnight, let it sit, played around a couple days, and got online, found a manual. It's basically, it's like freaking cell phone, Android, pretty much. Setting it up, going through, canceling all the Google stuff they want to tab me on. Was, 20 minutes of playing around, going through and setting uber deep settings and stuff already, because, I kind of know how to do it, and I've done some research. Now, here is the kicker. There is my Windows HP still running. I got Bluetooth, everything running again. I said I blocked updates for 32 days, and then I just got to remember the first every month to recheck the box so it don't auto-update anymore, because it screwed everything up. Took me freaking probably 15 hours to get everything back normal. But now it's working fine, but I said they're not going to update. Windows is going to 11, which is a copy of Google Chrome, pretty much. And I told you I was looking, thinking about maybe, getting out of Windows, and I don't know why I have to cock my phone like at an angle of this much while I'm in this wide mode, but it just went that way. I don't know why. I wonder if it will turn. It says rotate device. Well, I did rotate the device, and now I don't know what. If it's coming up that way, if I touch my screen, it's not doing anything. And now I got that rotate device is still stuck on my freaking unlock. Lock, I don't know. I don't like that. I'll just have to make sure I start it out the other way next time. So I'm like squished. But, info, no, I like it. And the Acer Refurb, oh man, it's just got a touchpad, but it's touch screen too. It's, I mean, this baby's mint, except for that crooked little sticker, Intel sticker that's crooked down there, if you can see it across. But I like it. I like it a lot for 158 bucks. It fired right up. It's got a few apps. It's synced to my Android phone through my Google account and loaded a few apps. And then I unsynced it right away. And because I don't want nothing synced to my phone, I don't want nothing synced to my Windows. You know, I want them all separate. If can't get hacked. Now I'm going to tell you the true story. I said I was looking at. I don't want iOS, Apple iOS, idiot operating system, closed source crap. Windows, closed source crap. That just keeps screwing up and copying Google, which Google OS, I did some researching on the side here, you know, I was playing around in the evenings and stuff. In between, I was doing a little work on vehicles and doing all my housework and stuff this weekend. And I was talking about maybe getting a laptop with Linux on it. But I said that was, 10 years ago. It was still kind of hot and kind of went poofy. And guess what? Google Chrome OS is Linux. Linux is open source, safest stuff on the planet you could get. First developed in 1991. I got the wiki up there just to look. And it's super safe, open source, just like Android. It's based off of Linux. And it's Linux 2.0, okay? The guy that made its name was, let me look here, in 91, first came out with it, Linus. His first name was Linus. Yeah, last name, I can't see it. I don't have my freaking Googles on here, my glasses. Linux. It's based on Linux. Yeah. Blah blah. Came out in 91. Linus Torvalds. Linus, Linux. Get it? And it was called Unix first, and then he went Linux, but open source. But he developed what they call the kernel, the beginning coding for open source operating system that would work on laptops and PCs. When Windows came out with, they didn't have even 95 was their first big one. And Linux come out and open source. But he had an agreement. There is a licensing agreement to use open source. They can't do what he said you couldn't do in the main contract when he designed it. Anybody can get into it, hack it, code it, whatever, but they can't take it over. And they can't charge people for it. Okay? Is that cool or what? So, he went from, it developed from open source, means hackers, engineers, coders, programmers, whatever he would come up with, get into it, open it up, change coding on the whole system, whatever, and experiment as developers, boom, boom, and send it to, and they try stuff out in beta and see, and so like I said, you basically have millions, if not hundreds of millions of coders and techs working on the operating system to design it and make it better and doing the coding and making all the stuff to work instead of like Windows or iOS, the operating system from Apple. If they got 10,000, if they got 100,000 employee coders and stuff, what would you rather have, 100,000 that are getting paid to do it and come in hungover and don't care, or people that just do it for fun on the side and have hundreds of millions of coders setting this stuff up? Well, it is Linux-based. Windows is Windows-based, closed source, but if you know what you're doing, you can get into it and hack it all you want and recode it. You just got to know the workarounds like I do. Same way with Apple's iOS idiot operating system, closed source. Got to buy all the stuff from them, blah, blah. You can't do their updates. You're pretty much host, or your stuff won't work. Well, Google got smart. They couldn't buy out Linux, but they went through all the exact specs, and they found loopholes, believe you me, to use open source and access the Linux, and now it was up to 2.0. It's not going to go up to a 3.0. They want them to open it and make it, and no, the original owner's still alive that designed it, and the first little kernel that started a seed that spread out and made all this. So Google just has to go by the rules and can't sell operating system and charge people for it. That's why Chromebooks are so cheap. $150, $200, $300 cheaper. You know, because Windows charges if you buy a new computer, I'm sure it's $2 or $3 bills for just the operating system. If you build your own laptop and don't buy it from a company or your own PC, I'm sure it's up to $300-$400 just to get the Windows 11 operating system, which is closed source copy of open source Linux 2.0, which is Google took 2.0, did all the ways legal to leave it open source, but you got to know what you're doing to get into it to be open source. And they took it, and don't pay a dime. Google didn't cost them a dime to use it. It's all Android. It's still based, Linux is the Android base. Android phones, all Androids, and Google OS are based off of Linux 2.0. That's the start. And then they go hack it and change it. And then what they make different, they can't legally copyright it, but they can put enough blocks and stuff. But you still have to be able, whoever wants to has to be allowed legally to use open source as a developer, get into it and change codes or whatever they want to do and send info to whoever, in the Android or whoever's developing another app. Or, a program used to be called, that are developing other apps to run stuff. So Google that's why you can get them cheap. And man, this baby's quick. And there is a way around it. If I have to get apps through the Google Play Store. I did researching. They don't make a sideload launcher like for Android, where you can go around that Android TV that Google has the whole setup and owns too, right? Like NVIDIA and all that. Every one of your smart TVs is running Android. Okay? Apple, unless you got Apple TV, that's closed source junk. But 90% you got Android TV, smart TVs, Android 99% of the time on television is Android smart TV. But they block what apps you can install on it. So you need sideload launcher to go and turn it into a regular Android. See what Google did? They took regular Android pretty much, and the Linux base 2.0, and turned their Google operating system basically is an Android system emulator, which it acts just like Android, but they designed it because you can use Android apps that they okay on it. Now, if you want to go use other apps that Google doesn't have any control over of whatsoever, that are not on their Play Store, you cannot load them on the Google Chrome operating system. There was one way you could do it until other people started searching, and I've been researching. You could restart your whole laptop, and then right away when you, with the operating system fired up as a developer mode, which then you can load APKs and stuff from other AOs and stuff without even getting shut down, but it's called unrooted, and if you goof up and you don't got it backed up, there's no safety features, and you can actually hack them. And everybody's like, oh, but yeah, Google's unhackable. This Google, no, it's the safest on the planet. So is Android. It's the safest operating systems on the planet that are hardest to hack. But you can still get in them. Not a problem. You can still get in them. They're not unhackable. But Linux was the totally safest, most secure operating system when you could just get it and put it with PCs, and laptops had it on them instead of Windows. But Windows, open source, we just want Windows and pay the money and blah, blah, blah. But now, here's the kicker. I can't load apps unless I go into developer mode, which was the first thing I started searching. Oh, yeah. But it's unrooted, which means if I would goof something up and didn't have everything backed up, it could mess up the codes in the main Linux AO, which you have to load the Linux 2.0 first. Here's how you do it. You have to go snoop around and find, and it's right on the Chrome, but it's hooked into the web. You got to do it. You have an internet connection to get the Linux 2.0 operating system. Basically, control the CLI, command line interface, which is like old MS-DOS on Windows. You still got, the command line, you type in every line of code and boom, boom, boom. And you can change the settings from the Linux 2.0, that is the base kernel OS for this Google Chrome OS. You can change settings in that command line interface that will allow you to sideload APKs that are not in the Google Store, not approved by Google or Amazon or anybody. And you're on your own when you load them. If it screws stuff up or has viruses in it, that's your own fault. But you have to go through probably 20 minutes of rigmaroling, at least, if not a half hour, if you got an uber fast connection like I got. And if you have all your codes, you can just copy and paste them and do the whole lines in the command line interface and change it. And then you have to load the Linux 2.0 as a main operating system also. So you're like splitting between two operating systems, okay? And then if you want to sideload stuff, you got to just fire up the Linux operating system 2.0, go in there, and then once you do a whole bunch of junk and change a bunch of stuff in coding and have it, then all you have to do is take an APK, load the file off the internet, drag it into the Linux files, folder, stuff that you have to make, and then whatever the name of that one is, APK, whatever, blah, blah, and then you load that into Linux, and then Linux will take it over because it is the base root system of the Google OS, and you can load it, and boom, and it pops up, and 99% of the time it'll work, but there's different lines of code you got to use. Some dudes are screwing it up. But yeah, I can sideload stuff, no problem. Piece of cake. But yeah, I'm really happy with this Acer too, man. It's all right. It just went to sleep on me. I'm going to put a trackball with this one too. Pops right up, bang. I mean, fires up in 10, 15 seconds. My Windows, if everything's right, if I got it shut off and restart it to get everything rolling, but it's 10, 12 years old. Oh, this is a 2021 April. I checked the serial number and stuff and boom, boom and all that, and it's a 2021 Acer. And it's nice. YouTube? Touchscreen? Will it go? I don't know. I might have to hit special buttons if I go to YouTube. Oh, I'm moving. There's a way to do it. Oh, there it goes. It'll pop right up. Yeah, it's touchscreen and everything. But I really don't want to use a touchscreen because I usually got oil your dirty fingers or something and stuff and don't want to mess it up. I want to use a trackball and a mouse. It's like a regular laptop. But if you're in a hurry, check it out. Here, I'm live now, right there. That's me on YouTube. That way I don't have to use storage space on my phone and then upload the damn videos going live. That's kind of cool. I figured that out using Facebook when YouTube blocked me. They ain't blocked me yet. But I never got after them about taking my 2 strikes away. But I ain't had time. I've been pretty busy in doing this. But yeah, there you go, man. It's cool. And this Acer, it's you can get an HP with the same stuff's about $500. But this Acer was beat. It's a refurb, but I'm thinking the only thing that was wrong with it was the freaking charger, because it's an aftermarket. It's not an Acer branded charger. It's an aftermarket, same specs, very good brand, but I'm not going to say what it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with it except the chargers were bad. That came out of Acer for a little while. What do you believe? Hey, there ain't a mark on this thing. I'm going to have to put some stickers on it. I'm thinking about taking my big old John Deere front part of a tractor, big giant stick-on sticker. It's about that thick, and put it on the back. Take it off my old HP that the motherboard died. Yeah, my old laptop. Peel it off of there and put it on the back of the lid, and a few, like Flight Zone or and Raggy or whatever, and Fat Shark stickers or Tool stickers or whatever, something on the lid and just mess it up like a mechanic does. There you go. Maybe I can find even an MP Global sticker, put on it from work. Maybe they have one somewhere. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But yeah, I'm happy with it so far. I said, and there's ways to use Windows, like word processing and stuff in Office. There you got to do a lot of rigmarole around, but you can use it. You can still use your Windows stuff. And it's quick, it's fast. I can put all kinds of storage on it. It's got 64 megs. In Android base, it takes up about 20, not even 20% of what Windows or idiot operating system iOS takes for a hard drive. Android super just small files, for what it needs to operate on, and it's all compressed down and uber fast. It's awesome. This puppy's quick. And $158. I'm sure they got a few more of them if you'd be interested. If you know anything about Android stuff, this is really easy. If you're an iOS guy, you're an idiot, and you should have Android anyway. And Windows, I played around with nothing that's had Windows 11 on it yet, but basically I say it's a copy of Google's operating system, give or take, really, really close. Like, if you didn't know better, you'd think they were both about the same one if you didn't see the Windows logo or the Google's logo on it. Except it's installed Windows apps, and then you have to have a regular laptop, with all kinds of freaking memory. It'll cost you $1,000, $2,000, just like freaking idiot operating system Apple junk. There you go. Way to go, man. It's awesome. If I run into problems, I'm going to let you know. And if you have a chance, if you got a laptop or a personal computer that's taken a dive, and you know how to use your cell phone, even if it's your freaking idiot operating system, Apple iOS junk, or Windows, if you know anything about it, Android is not that tough to learn. That's why it's simple. It's very, very simple compared to all the hoops you got to jump through for Windows to get to certain places, your files or whatever, and the same as idiot OS freaking Apple. You don't have to jump through near the hoops, and you don't have to deal with auto updates. If you don't, you can shut them down. You can leave the damn thing alone. It's a lot easier to control and shut down tracking and stuff on it, right? I'm liking it so far. I've been playing with it. I played with it after I got it set up. I played with it maybe 10 minutes. And man, I am really impressed with this Acer. And this is the low dollar one. Well, I said brand new. I believe they're close to $400 now. But Refurb $158, and I believe it's still brand new. And the only thing wrong was the chargers for it. It's awesome. And the keys are real nice, full-size, regular keyboard like I like. Not narrowed down. It has the rub your fingers on the pad down here. Not even buttons. You just scroll around with your fingers, and then you push with one finger if it's a one-button click or two. But I said, I'm the old trackball guy here. You see? Because I got it sideways. I don't know. And the buttons, if I'm going to get it, I got a micro trackball coming that, it's about yay big. And you can hold it in your finger if you want, or you can set it and it's roll it with your thumb and your one finger. And, oh, yeah. That's supposed to be here in a week or two. They're hard to come across. Unless you want to pay $90. I can get a wireless one. Bluetooth. If you want a wired one, yeah. If you want a regular full size like that wired, there's about $40 now, and I know it was like $19 when I bought it, and it's the same exact design, still wired, but updated a little bit. And yeah, you can buy wireless trackballs, full size, but they're like $60 to $80. I'm spending $30 for this little micro trackball that you can roll and hold in your fingers or lay down and, put it on your edge like I got there. And, it's like 39 or 40 bucks. The whole laptop, the whole setup's $115. And I like it. But yeah, the touchscreen works great, just like a cell phone. But I don't want to be scuffing and dragging and messing around on the screen. It's a laptop. It's not a tablet, okay? There you go. All right, man. But yeah, there's my total honest point of view on that Acer Refurb from Walmart. It's awesome. I said the number of what I have exactly, the Chromebook, is right in the top in the title. You want something that's quick and easy and will work, and you still need Windows. Like my laptop will still work. They won't. It's every 6 months I keep it. It's going to be harder to keep updated, but there's ways around it. But I like having just certain stuff only works on Windows. But there's works around to do it on Google too, and so far, but and Microsoft tracks you just as bad as Google and YouTube's installed on here right away, and Facebook, because Google owns Facebook and YouTube. Hello. Yeah. I told you all that too. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this Acer. There's a lot of different high-end brands, 15, 16-inch screen. Like this, of the Google Chromebook now. But if you're going to use something for major business, your price is going to be locked into Windows or idiot operating system Apple, because that's how your whole deal's set up. But if you're just a privateer like me hanging out playing around, you can't beat this Chromebook stuff, as a laptop, and especially if you know Android and stuff like I do in open source. Just like my Beta Flight and stuff in my quads, that's all open source and coding and stuff too. If you get in, you'll love it. You'll love it if you get into that stuff. All right, man. I love you all. Peace. Love. Half a heart. Have a heart. I'll try to make sure I hold my phone straight up, or next time I can just maybe use my Google Chrome and sit in front of it. But I like using my phone. But yeah, this way I don't have to use storage space on my phone and wait an hour for it to upload. It should pop up once I shut it off, I guess. I don't know. We'll find out. I said I'm learning. I love learning, man. Learn something new every day. Keep informed. Keep up with the stuff. The one day you don't learn something new or notice something different and new and pay attention, you're going backwards. And that is the total truth. If you don't find something new in every day, even if it's something little around you, anything, if you don't find something that you never noticed before, and you better pay attention to it, if you don't, you're going backwards, man. You're in tunnel vision mode, and you're going to go straight into the light at the end of the tunnel. And you know what the light at the end of that tunnel is going to be? A big old freight train with its lights on coming right at you. And you're going to go poofy. You're going to end up... You have to learn every day, every day, every day. Mark my words. I love you. Take care. God and the angels let me. I'll be back to make another one shortly. Take care. Ciao. Now I gotta figure out how to shut it off. That ain't working. Okay, here. I'm gonna have to hit the X. Are you sure you want to stop? Okay. Hey, I'm